Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It is Sunday morning. As always, a coffee kind of morning. Cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to continue my look at this wonderful, wonderful band, Steppenwolf, with their second studio album, titled The Second. To make it pretty clear, this is a wonderful, wonderful album. Man, their debut was so good. And this is equally as good. I have a CD copy from this box set as well. It's on the Dunhill label. And yeah, remarkable stuff. One thing about doing this series with these bands, you hear their hits all the time. Every day on the radio. That's why I don't listen to radio hardly ever, because I don't want to get tired of hearing these songs. But so many overplayed tracks, but it's the deep cuts on these albums that just blow your mind, and you really discover how good a band is. It was like that with the Cars. It was like that with Queen, and Steppenwolf here is continuing on with that trend. This is an amazing album. I really dig it. And again, these rankings could go any way on any given day. So just because I put something at a certain level doesn't mean I don't like the track, because every song on there is gold. So the second recording in 1968, featuring one of the biggest hits, Magic Carpet Ride. Again, overplayed. But combination of psychedelic and hard rock. Hit number 3 on the U.S. charts, 200 charts, so it's no slouch of an album. The vocals on the debut was all John Kay. This one shared with drummer Jerry Edmonton on a couple of tracks. He's got a great voice, and it's kind of surprises you, especially on the first track that's played on the album, because it's not, you expect to hear John Kay, and you don't. You hear Jerry Edmonton. Great vocals as well. He's featured on 2 tracks: the opener, Faster Than the Speed of Light, and Don't Step on the Grass, Sam. And of course, 12 tracks make up the album, and pretty much all were written by John Kay, the more I listen to Steppenwolf, the more I realize how great of a voice he had. It's just remarkable. He can sing soft, he can sing hard, he's got this grit in his voice. Just remarkable guy. Remarkable. It was a bit of a harder edged album than their debut. And 5 of the tracks kind of continue on with the same medley, which is kind of cool. So again, here's my ranking. This could go any way. But at number 12, Resurrection. His vocals, John Kay's vocals, are so good on this one. He almost at points sounds like he's crying. It's just weird. So much emotion and so much range in his voice. Cool sounding track. It's got that kind of simple, but it's got that 60s sound to it. Again, 1968 release. But mature at the same time. These guys, even though it was 1968, it sounds like it's an older type of album. It's a toe tapper of a track. I don't know how else to describe it. Great drumming on this one as well. Jerry Edmonton is a highly underrated drummer. So number 12, Resurrection. Number 11, Reflections. Kind of a general release of what came before and afterwards. Just a bit of a track. It's the last track on the album. It's only 43 seconds long. Just kind of a nice break from the rest of the album that just blew your mind. And again, highlights John's vocals. It's just a softer voice. This could be at number 12. I just put it at number 11. Again, not because it's a bad track or Resurrection was a bad track. I had to place it somewhere. At number 10, We have Don't Step on the Grass, Sam. It's an attack on the marijuana laws of that day. I love how the song fades in. Cool guitar riffs. And John and Jerry share vocals on this one as well. Awesome keyboards. And then a bit of a break halfway through. The track kind of slows and quiets down a bit. Then it just kicks again back in with the rhythm. It's really cool. And again, they were an anti-protest. They were an anti-drug kind of band as well. Even though they did marijuana, they didn't do any hard drugs. But the laws back in the day were pretty harsh about marijuana. So this is an anti-drug song. And some of these some of these song titles are weird, especially this next one, number 9, Hodgepodge Strained Through a Leslie. It's an instrumental, refers to the organ that Goldie McJohn was playing at the time. It's just a great jam track. Great guitar, great organ, great harmonica, all blended in together. Kind of a funky 60s styles track. Just highlights how good he was as a player. Again, these guys were professionals. Professionals for sure. And again, this is where you don't realize how good the band was, because you're into these, you hear these same tracks all the time on classic rock radio. But once you get into the deeper tracks, you realize just how great they were as musicians. At number 8, Spiritual Fantasy, includes a string quartet. Who would think, well, actually, the Beatles did that same thing, but you wouldn't think of Steppenwolf having string quartets in there. It's combined with, sorry about that. It's combined with, I'm getting a lot of messages today. It just happens to be my birthday, so, but I didn't want to mention that, but it's going to keep on popping up throughout. Spiritual Fantasy, number 8, including string quartet, combined with great acoustic and slide guitar, about a wise man coming together in hopes to free mankind. So not only anti-drug, they're also spiritual, these guys. Nice break between these heavy tracks on the album. Guitars almost sound like harps. Pretty mature for a rock band in the 60s to do something like that. Really cool stuff. At number 7, Lost and Found by Trial and Error, another weird song title. I love how it changes tempo throughout the track. It's funky with that Steppenwolf swagger. Keyboard driven, some tasty lead guitar in there. Slide guitar as well. Features some slide guitar on this album. And then the harmonica kicks in as well. Just a great rock and roll track. Lost and Found by Trial and Error. Number 6, None of Your Doing. Bit of a softer track. These guys can rock it up with the best of them, but when they have their magical moments or their softer moments, that's when the true magic kicks in. I love the chorus and how it rocks it up. Then the main track kind of settles down again. I just love how it's put together. None of Your Doing. At number 5, Disappointment Number Unknown. Another weird title. Kind of mixes in and blends in with the song Resurrection and Reflection. Some bird sounds to start it off, and then you hear this slide guitar and some great blues licks going on with the slide guitar. John Merle has a great blues voice, and for the first couple of minutes it's just him on the slide guitar. Then the drums kick in and the guitar kicks in. Great blues piano as well. One of my favorites on the album. I love the blues and just how they can, again, known for a hard rock band, they can blues it up as well. A lot of their numbers have some blues licks in them, but this is a true blues track. So again, this is a number that could go on a higher, or I wouldn't say lower, definitely higher, but I've got it at number 5 because there's a bit more tracks to come that are just slightly better. Number 4, Tighten Up Your Wig. It's a This was a Sparrow track. This was a band that John Kay was in Canada before they became Steppenwolf. And they kind of redid it and reformed it. Sounds like it was recorded at a party because you can hear people talking in the background. Cool 60s rock at its best. Gritty vocals, great harmonica solo, that swagger sound that they have. And then at the end, you can hear almost like the cops are coming in type of thing, where the party kind of breaks up. It's just a cool, fun track. At number 3, Magic Carpet Ride. I'm not going to say much about that. We all know that song. We all love that song. We know it's highly overplayed. It still sounds good, but I got that at number 3. At number 2, Faster Than the Speed of Light. It's the opening track off the album, setting the tone for the rest of the album. This is the surprising one because you figured you're waiting for John Kay's voice to kick in, and then Jerry Edmonton starts singing. He sounds great though. It's a heavy driven track, great guitar work. Drums are awesome. This could be a number 1 track at any given day for sure. Faster Than the Speed of Light. But at number 1, I've got the awesome 28, about a girl who's turning 28. Another one featuring the voice of Jerry Edmonton. Almost a new wave sounding track. New wave wasn't a thing back in the 60s, but it had that, to me, it had that feel. It doesn't sound like Steppenwolf. It's great guitar work mixed with piano. And it just gets into you. It's a really cool track. So at number 1, the awesome 28. So to recap, at number 12, Resurrection. At number 11, Reflections. At number 10, Don't Step on the Grass, Sam. At number 9, Hodgepodge, Straying Through a Leslie. At number 8, Spiritual Fantasy. At number 7, Lost and Found by Trial and Error. At number 6, None of Your Doing. At number 5, Disappointment, Number Unknown. At number 4, Tighten Up Your Wig. At number 3, Magic Carpet Ride. At number 2, Faster Than the Speed of Light. And at number 1, 28. They're still finding their way, but I think they're getting together and they're kicking in and starting to groove for sure. I give this second album another 4.5 out of 5. I think it's just fantastic. I love it. It's a great rockin' album for 1968. Again, these guys are so good. So good. And there you have it. There's my review and ranking of Steppenwolf's second album. The second. Okay. And yeah, there you have it. I'll be back again soon with their third album, At Your Birthday Party. Okay. So I look forward to doing that as well. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Love you all. Again, sorry about the pop-ups. It's going to happen all freaking day. Talk to you later. Love you all. Take care. Bye now.